welcome to episode 2 of Shane's Custom Season 1. So the figure of today is Spider-Man, my perfect Spider-Man figure. Now, let's just break it down. So basically what we got here is this torso, right? This torso, okay? Let's start off with the torso because there's so many different things going on here. This torso and the arms is from the same set. This is from the set that I shot. The video is coming out on Saturday. So in a couple days here, that I review on AliExpress Lego Haul number 10, which is this build right here. You see the heads are really funky. So yeah, and the legs that it came with are also very funky, and I decided not to use those. So, but the torso is amazing. I am in love with this torso. I really am. Let me try to get this more centered here. I'm gonna have to cut some of it out, some of the base plate out. So this torso is lovely. I love it so much. It has this aesthetic that it seems like it has stolen the MCU logo, the current MCU logo. I can't even find the figure right now because this one is a Civil War version. That's not the one I want. But as you can see, the MCU logo here. Let me take off the hat head piece that I got going on here. You see, it has the MCU logo on the front and the back, which has me intrigued. Like when this set came out, because it was just on my AliExpress feed, and I was like, oh, this is only $2. I'm gonna grab this little set that I showed you before there. And it reminds me of the Far From Home, what the Far From Home Lego figure might look like, because I'm pretty sure the logo on the back is the logo on the front again. But currently, I know this is just still the Civil War version, but it's something like that. Sorry, didn't get a good grip there. Something like this, instead of the front logo. So, yeah, I kind of like that design very much. And then for the legs, remember that one time a couple of months ago where I got 4 of the homemade suits? Instead of the 4 Outriders, I believe it was, that I was ordering, I got 4 of these, and I've been using these legs whenever I could, for what's gonna be Spider-Man's first costume, and in the Spider-Man movie whenever that's gonna come out. But yeah, so yeah, and I've been using them whenever, and I decided to use them here because I didn't have any other light blue, not just regular light blue legs, so I just decided to use those here. They might get replaced, we'll see. But I really love the design for the torso so much. Now the head is just Ezra Bridger's head, I believe. But this is not the real one. You can tell when you look at the other head that it came with that this is not really. This came with Avengers Tower. The Avengers Tower set. This is the head they used for Ant-Man. This could be Ant-Man's head as well that they used for the first Ant-Man movie. But yeah, so it's fake. It's not the real one. And we'll get into how another way you can identify that later on. So, and I just used this hair piece, the short brown hair for that. So, let's get on to this hat head. All right. Oh, yeah. I probably did it already, but the number X for the screen for the legs. And then I'll probably leave a link in the description if I can. For the torso set thing, if you would like to get this figure. So on the screen now should be the X for this hat head. I know I'm saying X a lot, because that's just the first letter. It usually is. It usually begins with X something. So that's what I'm just gonna say. Even when it's not an X, I'm just gonna say X. So it's just like X and then 3 or 4 numbers. So yeah, so this piece comes from whatever X is on the screen, and for the bottom, so he can hold in his hands, I just have 2 clear studs holding it. And basically it's just when you take off the hair piece, and somehow get these 2 studs out. Oh, never mind, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. You can put it on him like a beanie. And then you can, like, for a stop motion, you can like have him pull it down, and then it changes to his actual head that he's gonna or his actual mask. So yeah, that's just a cool thing there. So I decided to add that in. Before we get rid of this head and change it out to the mask head that I'm gonna use, you can use. It doesn't even have to be dark brown, but that's just the hair pieces that I use. But here's the problem. All right, this one I know for sure does not fit on there correctly. It's like a loose fit. Like, it won't fall off when you do that, but it's very loose fitting. It's like when you're trying to turn it for a stop motion, it probably won't cooperate with you that much. And I'm pretty sure this one might be. I know one of them that I have works, and one of them doesn't. Okay, so this is the one that doesn't, and I believe when you turn over, it will fall off. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know where the other one is, but yeah. So that's just, it comes with just because this is a fake head. So this one does have that tight fit on there, so it does work for you. So yeah, you have multiple choices of what his hair could be as well for your perfect Spider-Man figure. So the head that I'm using is, if you couldn't tell by the beanie mask and by the overall aesthetic of the suit, it is just the MCU Spider-Man head. You can get this from the Civil War set. You need the Homecoming sets that have Spider-Man in it, which I think is all of them. I think even Iron Spider's head is the same thing as this. So yeah, it's not the exact same color red, but it fit pretty good. So I was like, hey, might as well. So yeah, basically think of this My Perfect Spider-Man as just the comic book Spider-Man colors on the MCU's design, even though this is the Civil War design right next to it. But yeah, so yeah, that's really all I got for this episode. As you can see, there's no base plate here, and if you were paying attention in the first minute or so in the first episode, you know what that means. This is not a Lego figure.